Greetings, it's Intuitive Jakob back, and I'm here to do a Mercury Retrograde reading. We are stepping into Mercury Retrograde on the 7th. We've been in the pre-shadow for a little while now, and this season, Mercury is actually going between two signs. The sign of Cancer, we started the pre-shadow period, late degrees, 23 degrees, Cancer. We are going Mercury Retrograde in 2 days from now on the 7th. At 4 degrees Leo, and by the time we are going direct again on the 31st of July, we'll be back in Cancer at 24 degrees. There are some interesting interplays with planetary matters, specifically with Pluto in retrograde, Uranus in retrograde, and how Mercury and Mars are planets of communication, how we fight and how we bleep, we'll just say F, and how people might be acting, especially in regards to how healing is coming forward. Retrograde seasons tend to be like a big sweeping magnet of particles that bring things back. So it's a time to review, a time to reflect, and sometimes things just come back in our faces, like relationships and things that had gone missing, and sometimes we're like, get out of here, I don't miss you at all. So could be a mixed bag for many of you. I'm going to ask that you know your own stories, your own genders, and know whether or not these depictions will apply to you. I will be doing 12 different readings, one for each of the 12 tribes. Make sure you check your sun, your moon, and your rising with me, because I'm actually more of a moon reader guy. And I will also say I'm focusing mostly on the healing energy in this. We have Chiron making a very strong appearance here at 4 degrees Aries. Wherever you might have that located, whatever is going on in your house of Aries may be influenced heavily with this type of healing that's coming forward. So I'm doing a 5-card spread for each of you. It's a cross, and with my cross readings, we can look at past, present, future, and have an idea of what reasons and potentials are, but really this is to give us an idea of situations, challenges, what our overall guidance is, how we're being focused, and more or less what we can determine an outcome to be, to give us an idea of how we might want to interact or not with certain people, places, and situations, because TBH, I keep hearing this is sort of a stifling, heavy, almost like wet blanket energy for some people. So many of us will be challenged by people who would like to influence a certain way, and it could be a time for power struggles to present themselves. Not that we have to participate in that, and I will just caution on that because I just keep hearing about people's impulses and the reasons why they might machinate towards another person. So we're going to take a look at that now, and I wanted to thank all of you who subscribe to my channel and those of you who support my spirit work. I really appreciate the thumbs up, especially if you appreciate my work or like the style of reading. And if you do, hit that little bell. It'll let you know when I upload more videos. All right, we'll see you on the inside of your video. Hey, what's going on, Leo? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I have been shuffling and dealing your 5-card cross here. I'm gonna light a little bit of incense for you while we're talking. Hearing this season for some of y'all could be a little bit of a mixed bag. Many of you will be celebrating your birthday or coming into your birthday season over this Mercury retrograde period, and that could present some unique challenges. Anytime our solar return is at hand, it's a time where we just get invigorated by new energy and having the desire for change. It's just something natural for all of you earth angels. And I'm just hearing that a good focal point right now is knowing that the things that you desire are actually here, and not to be confused by motivations that might feel like they're moving a little bit slow, or where you might have people that are drawing on your energy, because I'm hearing that might be the biggest thing, is like a power struggle-y sort of energy with people, and knowing where your own limits are. And sometimes it's like, just because you know you're right, and you know that you're right, when dealing with other people, because of that, it makes more sense to not engage with them. And so that could be the biggest challenge right now, especially if it's coming into your season and it's all about you and you want to do things. And so I'm just hearing, it's a time to kind of, although you might be wearing your heart on your sleeve a little bit, you big-hearted, gregarious Leo, you just make sure that you know that there's some healing in this too, and that sometimes one of the best things we can do is find creative outlets for our energy and ways to actually, I don't want to say burn time, but let things burn off in time, if that makes sense. So we're going to do this 5-card reading here. I have been clearing this energy for you. First card is going to give us an idea of the situation at present. The second card is sort of a challenge or recent past. Third card is our guidance in near future. This fourth card is going to give us an idea of what the focus has been on this present, and also an idea of reasons we have to be motivated. And this fifth card is going to give us an idea of a potential outcome. We're going to go ahead and start with what was facing us at the bottom of the deck. And very nice. Here, some of you all might be applying for a new job or waiting to hear back from somebody. And in other cases, this is a suitor. I'm hearing, if this is your suitor, get ready, Leo. This one's good, and they have been watching you. I'm hearing it's kind of a cherished thing. I'm hearing an how I cherish you vibe coming up from this, and I'm hearing for somebody, you might be dealing with it. This person, obviously Page of Pentacles is Earth suit. This person, if this is not you and how you're feeling, could be very strong in Earth element. This could be somebody that either has their sun, their moon, or their rising in one of the Earth tribes like Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. For some of you all, they might be a little bit younger than you, and I'm hearing, if that's the case, don't be freaked out, because this person has actually worked very much towards their emancipation, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the word emancipation. It's like they've studied what they're doing. And out of all of the pages, because this is kind of the more immature, I say that lightly, immature energy in the court cards, because you go page to knight to queen to king in these traditional decks. So this one's on the younger side of maturity, but out of all of the suits, this is the one that really is more practical, that's the most mature and the most grounded, and sometimes the least willing to speak up because they're consumed with what it is that they're studying. And so for some of you all, you're going to be embarking on a new course of study soon. This is a great time to do studies too, especially if you've been trying to make a new move and maybe been waiting for something to manifest that hasn't manifested yet. I'm hearing, just hold this idea and cherish that, and know that if you keep taking those steps, it's going to manifest for you. Also hearing, it might be a good time to get yourself a stone that's going to help with grounding energies, and carnelian is coming up for that. So I'm going to swap that out here for you for now. All right, let's see what our first card is for the present moment. Wow. Oh, I like that. I'm seeing the strength card show up right here in the center of the reading for you, Leo. This is actually your card. So it's not only your card, but it's right in the center of the action, and it's upright. This is an extremely powerful energy. This is an empowering time for you to be aware of who you are and how you have learned to master your own expression. And I say master lightly. A lot of times people are like, master this, master that. And, it can be a little trite here. I'm seeing somebody who has actually learned to master themselves, though. They've taken the time to balance and become at one with their center as an ego expression of light. This is somebody that might have learned how to balance their lighter, more angelic energy and their animal urges at the same time. And I see this a lot of times to be a Leo moon card, to be honest with you, with that halo over the head here. If this isn't you, Leo, I would be surprised, but it's possible this could be someone else in your life too. This is somebody that has balanced like their heaven and earth attributes. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like an earth angel in your life. I'm hearing for some of you all too, you might be finding out what it is to remain in a good sense of compunction and composure, especially if you find out that somebody's with child. I'm hearing some of you all might find out that you've conceived, and that it might have been a long road for some of you too. I'm hearing that this period of time might also be a conclusion of an 8-year cycle for many of you. So that's showing up really strong here in the center as a present focus. See if we can get an idea on the recent past. All right, Leo. Some of y'all have been waiting and expecting. I'm hearing 7 months, 8 months pregnant. For some of you all, that's not the case for everybody. Some of you all have been waiting for something, investing in something. I'm hearing whatever it is that you've been tithing into or putting your energy into, it might have been back-breaking work is what they're saying. Like, I never really see it this way, but I'm seeing this person like having a shoulder pain is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing some of you are like really twisted back here. You might need to see a chiropractor, but whatever you have been doing, whatever you've been tending to, it's starting to bear fruit. And it might have been like looking at grass grow. And this is not easy energy for a Leo, because Leo is like ready to be boisterous and sometimes flamboyant and moving their energy and being the center of their world. And this is somebody that might be a little bit of a wallflower. This could be somebody that spends all their time in a garden tending to things. If this is not you, this might be somebody with strong pentacle suit in their natal chart somewhere, you know, that Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm hearing for some of you, this is like you've been upskilling yourself and really looking at what you needed to do to take this next pentacle, whatever it is that's finally ripened, so that you can demonstrate that or put that into something. I hear for some of you it's like planning to go to school again and being out of the game for a while. I'm hearing for some of you all it's like realizing you're not such an old dog, you know, or you're not such an old cat over there, and this cat might have some new tricks in her bag or his bag, and be willing to take these things that they have developed over maybe 7 or 8 years or whatever this period of time is, and be planning on how they plant that next. So loving these indications here so far for you, Leo. See what the guidance is in the near future for you. Page of Swords. So hearing somebody might be getting cut off for this. I hear it very distinctly, cut off. We've got the Page of Swords showing up in reverse. And I'm hearing for some of you all, if this isn't somebody that you actually cut off, it's how you cut off what you were doing because of what's ahead. And it might be because you've had someone bratty there. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is finding out that you might have some real shady, like shallow, backstabby people that are being very immature around you, that are suspicious, jealous, sometimes spies. I don't really like it when this person shows up like this. In the nicest sense of this, it's been somebody that's kind of meticulous and bratty that wants to have their way, and maybe just showed up with a really bad haircut. And, you know, you want to see this person like this, because they're not so bad like this. They might be somebody that's got something nice to say. They might be a little guarded or defensive and flighty, but I'm hearing for some of you all, especially if this is in the near future, just take caution. This could be somebody that's strong in air element that's showing up. If this is a character for you, Leo, they might have a sun, moon, or rising in one of the air tribes like Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And I'm hearing if that's the case, if they're not talking to you directly, they might just be kind of like watching to see what you're doing and you might have a little silent hater over there. You might have somebody that's also prone to just say cheap things to you if they are not happy with how you have been grooming yourself and growing your life and what it is that you have to prove. Now, I'm hearing this is very specific for somebody. It can't be for everybody. In another situation, I'm hearing this is the person that's going to take somebody out. It's like somebody is coming and they're literally going to take somebody out, is what I see. And you'll have to know how that appears. But I'm hearing in some situation, it's like this Page of Swords might actually be upside down for a reason for some of you all. And if they're on your side, this is somebody that might be trying to make a case to you about their position in your world and showing you what they're willing to do. And I'm hearing sometimes people might be willing to show up kind of weird just because they want their way, especially this season. Like, if you miss somebody, there might be competition, put it that way, and there might be somebody that's willing to come in and literally push somebody out of the way to get your attention, and that could be showing up for some of you all too. So know your characters and pay attention to who is around you, especially if you've been grooming a situation that's been taking a long time to manifest. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like this thing that you've been doing where it was like you were just doing all of the work and very maybe little payoff until recently, and just coming into a place where you're finding your strength and stability and the things that people around you might be tempted to think or feel about. Oh, how easy it must have been for you to find yourself in this upright strength position, and how we know that that's most likely absolute BS. So let's see what else is going on here, because we've got a focus here and a potential reason for how things are developing. All right, so somebody from the past really wants to come back, and I'm hearing it might be somebody that you cut off, Leo. We've got the Six of Cups showing up in reverse here, and this can be a little bit of an overly sentimental card for some people. If this is a motivation for some, so if this is you, this could be a situation that you turned your back on, and I'm hearing for some of you it was for a good reason. This Six of Cups is a reflection, and it could be an emotional reflection. Sometimes this is about an offer of love that didn't go well when it's showing upside down like this for me, especially next to somebody like that. And so I'm hearing for some of you that might be the case. We might be seeing a return of somebody from the past that just sees what you're doing now, that might be feeling shut out, is what I'm hearing. And if that's the case, we're just hearing, make sure that you're doing what you can to also ground yourself, because emotionally, without these two cards here, without this focus here, and without this potential person or communication that might be looming or lingering or pending coming forward, you look like you are in your posture. You look like you are firm-footed. You look like the things that you have been putting yourself into have cost you a strong investment of whatever your fortitude has been about, especially if this is like something that you've put your healthy sense of ego into to groom, and that not everything from the past, just because it shows up again, is worth too much time. And in other cases, we're hearing that there might just be somebody that really wants to come forward and say something. And if this isn't like a warning about don't be too emotional with situations that don't feel good to you, especially if they return from the past, because for most of you, that's what I'm getting, is just not letting anybody yank at your emotions, especially if you're doing really well and And then you got somebody that comes in wanting to say something to you and being kind of a brat knucklehead about it. But I'm hearing for some of you all, that's actually not what the case is. I'm hearing for some of you all that this is somebody that you broke off a communication with for some reason or another. There was a severance here in the past, and that this person might be looming somehow, and they may or may not be willing to speak up with you. One thing that I'll advise to, especially if you have people that you feel like, I'm seeing somebody that's pretty popular here. It's like you might have options, and you might be doing everything you can to balance how you're investing your time right now because of different demands that really draw on your biggest amounts of energy. That you might just notice that some of the things that are pulling at you are more in like a mental, psychic, emotional sense, and that sometimes you just need to know that people are energetically capable of draining you. And so I'm seeing for some of you all that this is learning when to say when, especially with people that just feel like maybe they're a part of your life that haven't necessarily grown with you, that suddenly show up and are like, oh, I'm your good friend, and having something to do with something that they really didn't participate in. So a little bit of a warning on that. Let's see what we can see about the outcome and potential with your reading. Wow. So there's a devil showing up here in upright position. That is a little perplexing for some reason. This can sometimes have to deal with how we feel consumed, how we feel overly attached, and how sometimes we might be feeling almost like a junkie for something, like being obsessed. And I'm hearing for some of you, that's what this devil is. It could also be somebody with strong Capricorn influence showing up in your world, wanting to be a part, is what I'm hearing. And I don't mean a part like separate, I mean a part of. And really paying attention to how that might be manifesting. I'm hearing for some of you all that it has taken all of your strength to step away from things. And I'm hearing for some of you all too, this might, if this is taking on a new, a different direction, because for some of you all, this is really about passion. Watch it if you're dealing with substances, but I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about sexual attraction and chemistry. These two cards as a combination, the strength and the devil together, for some people, this is like having a lot of physical compatibility and sex. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, just watch it. I'm hearing for somebody else, this is about truth coming out about a relationship and why somebody's relationship might be coming to an end. I'm hearing about ties with somebody from the past and something about 6 years of silent pain, and like it coming to the forefront that you've had maybe a relationship with somebody that nobody knew about. And I don't know if you were a third party, if there was a third party here, but something coming out about who stepped into the relationship and who stepped out. I'm just going to say that there. I don't want to get too much into anybody's private details. Let me know if this resonates, and hit me up if you want a private look at this. I want to get a little more information on this because that's kind of a weird one to leave it on here, to be honest, Leo. I want to get a little information for you on that devil card, because I'm hearing for some of you all too that this is news coming out about why somebody's relationship is being broken and that they had stepped out and gotten somebody pregnant outside of the marriage. And that person might be 7-8 months pregnant, and that this could be a big reason why somebody gets real pissed off and why somebody might be confronted with spying and surveillance around them. And I'm hearing somebody's wife hired the right PI, like a private investigator. to prove what happened. If that's the case, I'm hearing that this might be somebody who wanted to try to get paid off for not exposing something, and I'm hearing it's like the person is beyond reproach, if that is the case. Like you can't pay that person off. Okay, let's see what we can find out about this devil. Hey, Leo, what do we need to know about this devil outcome for your Mercury retrograde season? You know that Page of Swords did show up in reverse too for Cancer. I'm hearing you might have somebody in common. You might want to check that reading out as well. Alright, let's see what we got here on the devil. So, this is somebody trying to keep it light. Whatever this is a light communication. This is about something that manifested that literally has its own wings and can't be bound. This is about a thief. Il ladro is a thief that comes in and sometimes takes what they want. And I'm hearing about private trips that somebody takes to go see a lover. And yeah, there we go, Viaggio. So some of you are going to find out, all right, that there was a third-party situation. I'm hearing about somebody that goes to see somebody behind another person's back. And I'm hearing for somebody else, this is learning how to, if that is not your situation, since you found out about whoever this liar is, especially if this is this ill communication person, that it's time to make a move, maybe take a destination, a trip, because of what you found out about this person here. And I'm hearing somebody is definitely being exposed this month and over this period of time, Leo. So I'd be very interested to hear if this resonated for any of you. I hear some of you are doing a great job, and well, whatever it is, it's going to be okay, because Constante Sorpresa showed up here, especially over this Lamica, this friend here. This is a surprise showing up for somebody that could be a little bit of a relief. And I'm hearing it will come from a friend. So for some of you all, there's communication that's going to come forward about something in the past to deal with this relationship. And I hope it goes great. I'm going to keep you in my good thoughts and prayers, Leo. Hope that it's a good cycle for you, and take care. Hit me up with a thumbs up if you like the reading. I really do appreciate it. Hit me up at artoflove.me if I can do a reading for you, all right? Take care. We'll catch you again soon when we're back for another one.